Hello, and welcome back to this course around business logic. In this video, we will talk about automation scripting. Nuxeo automation scripting allows you to execute Nuxeo automation operation with JavaScript executed on the backend. So because it's JavaScript, you can implement more advanced logic than in automation chain. For example, you can implement loops and conditions and access all JavaScript core features to manipulate strings, dates, and arrays. So if we have to compare automation chains with automation scripting, just remember that automation chains are designed to implement simple use cases. However, automation scripting are built to implement more advanced logic with conditions, loops, etc. Finally, you can implement all automation chains inside an automation scripting object. Let's have a look now to a simple example. In this automation scripting, we are first declaring some variables to retrieve documents and description. Then we execute an automation operation to query some result. So the query is about retrieving all the files. So docs variable is storing an array. We can use JS native for each function to loop for every value of the docs array. So for every value, we are retrieving the description. And then if the description is empty or null, we execute the document.setProperty operation to assign a value to the description. We save the result and we return the array. An automation scripting can be used like any automation chain, and you can even call an automation scripting inside an automation chain. Let's see now how to debug an automation chain and an automation scripting. You cannot perform debugging like inside an integrated development environment. So you cannot set any breakpoint, do step in, step out. So in case of error, you have to look at the server.log file, which default location is under Nuxeo home log server.log. In many cases, when an automation chain fails, the log tells you exactly where your chain crashes and why at a glance. You can add custom messages in the log using the notification log operation or by using the console.log function inside automation scripting. In the next demo, we will show you how to use automation scripting to reset a domain with predefined structures and documents and assign them some document properties. To create an automation scripting, let's navigate to the automation menu, automation scripting, and click on new. I give it a feature ID. I must specify the input type. So here we will trigger the initialization script from the root. So the input would be the document and the output, the same document. So let's make some script now. First, I will indicate to the user that we are starting the script. So I will just simply use a console.log instruction. I need first to clean all the existing domains that exist in the platform so that we can start from scratch. I will first write the query I have to execute. So I will call it query domains and indicate the query that should be performed. So we have a simple SQL query that fetches all the domains that are not in the trash. Now I have to execute this query. So we create another variable called domains. And the domains correspond to the result of this query. The automation operation needed for that is called repository.query. As you can see, it has generated all the parameters. So all I have to indicate here is the query I want to perform. So in this case, it's very easy. That's the one that we have just written, the query domains. And I can auto format easily with this button. Let's indicate now to the user the number of results. It's very simple. Once again, I use console.log. So that corresponds to domains.length. So now if we've got some results, we need to clean those domains. So I will quickly introduce the missing part. So as you can see, if we have some results, we can execute a try and call the document.delete operation from all the results. So we are deleting all the domains and clearly indicate to the user that the domains have been deleted. And if we don't have any result, we can simply indicate to the user that we have nothing to delete. The repository is now clean. We can now create all the domains we need. So first, I need to create a domain for the human resources department. I can create the HR domain with the document.create automation operation, but I want to add several document properties. To do so, I will create a variable, and it has to be described as a JSON object. So first, I will indicate its title, and add the description. Now, all I have to do is to call the document.create automation operation. This automation operation expects three parameters. First, the type. So we are creating a domain. Then we have to specify its name to be used to create the path. Just write simply HR, and the properties. So here we can directly link to the variables we have created previously. As we can see, as input, we are calling the current input. So here the input is the root. So the domain will be created just below the root level. And finally, I want this new object to be retrieved inside the variable I will call HR domain. So that's the result of the automation operation. From here, I can call different automation operation. So I just copy paste a snippet of code just to help you understand that we can now call different automation operation to remove the SCL, to block the parent inheritance, and add custom permission. Now we can create all the domains we need, like for example, the finance domain, etc. It has to be noticed that you can create functions inside the automation scripting. So for example, if you have the same piece of code to create domains, you can create a custom function with specific parameters. And at the end, we want to return the input. Thanks for watching.